One of the highlights of Parshas Emor is the list of the holidays, the list of the Chagim that are found in the Jewish calendar year. Among this list, after noting the holiday of Pesach before the holiday of Shavuot, the Torah describes in detail the period of time we're in now, which is known as Sefira Omer, the counting of the Omer. The Chumash tells us in source number 1, Usfartem lachem, you shall count for yourselves, mimacharat ha-Shabbat, from the morrow of the rest day, miyom haviachem et Omer hatnufa, from the day when you bring the Omer of the waving, Sheva Shabbatos tamimos, 7 weeks, and they shall be complete. Until the morrow of the 7th week you shall count 50 days, and you shall offer a meal offering to Hashem. This period of time, this 49-day period between Pesach and Shavuos, starting Mimacharat HaShabbat, as source number 2 notes, it's not Shabbat as we know it, but the day after Pesach, counting 7 complete weeks until we reach the holiday of Shavuot. This is the time, Usfartem Lachem, that we're obligated to count. This period of time, notes of Sasemis in source number 4, V'chol hashana talui be'elu hayamim. The entire year is really dependent spiritually on these days. Kemo shegidul kol hatvuyot b'yamim ha'elu. Just like the wheat, the harvest is going on right now, and our sustenance is dependent upon how much produce grows. Kein chayut ha'adam mitgala ata, ki hakol rak remez el hanaga pnimi. Just like our physical sustenance is dependent on this period, so too is our spiritual sustenance as well. Our lives, our spiritual lives are dependent on these 49 days, the Sheva Shabbatot Tamimot. I'd like to raise one very basic question. Perhaps not such a sophisticated question, but albeit a very important question. We know Minhag Yisrael is that once it gets dark, as soon as it gets dark, a person is then able to do what we say to count Sefira Omer. Men do it in shul after Mariv. Women can do it if they say a bracha anytime at night. And the custom is to stand up, to say the bracha of Asher Kishamis Utav Tivanu El Sefira Omer, to count. Today is, for example, today is 12 days, and we note how many weeks it is and how many days it is. And then Minhag Yisrael is to at least say, Harachaman, Hashem should rebuild the Beis HaMikdash in its place speedily in our days. And then people say, depending on your custom, some kapitel tilim afterwards. And then what? What happens after we count Sefira? Great. Did the mitzvah of counting Sefira Omer, and then what? Okay, so you'll tell me, and then we place a check mark or a little sticker by the day. Great. And then what? And the answer is, and then what? Whatever you feel like. That's it. 10 seconds, less than a minute, we count Sefira and we go on with our lives. If we're saying, according to the Sfas Emes, that the entire year is based on these days, it would seem that we should be doing a little bit more than the 1 minute ceremony of standing up and counting, and that's it. How could our entire year be dependent on a ceremony which seems to be such a quick ceremony without much meaning, without much significance to it? Obviously, there must be a lot more that is involved in just the physical counting. And that's the question I'd like to, Amir Hashem, explore today, as we have done in years past. And although each year we come up with the same conclusions, the path we take is always different, is always new, and is worth study. Perhaps the guiding mindset that we need to keep in mind throughout our entire study today is a beautiful piece from the Orach Chaim HaKadosh. The Sefer HaHaros, Rav Zedel Epstein brings down in source number 6, on the question of why did it say, Usfartem lachem, you should count. Could it not have said just as easily, Usfartem Sheva Shabbatot, count 7 weeks? What is the necessity to emphasize the lachem, you? So he quotes the Orach Chaim HaKadosh, who says the following. Al derech haremes, it's on a level of hint, of a deeper understanding. Ki nefashot Yisrael hem bevchinat haluchos, shehema means napirim avanim tavo v'ikaro. Just as the luchos, the tablets, were made out of sapphire, our hearts resemble these tablets, and we spoke about this a few weeks ago. That's why the tablets are in the shape of a heart, that our job is to really resonate with those tablets and turn our hearts into the tablets of God. Katveim al luach libecha. Aval mipnei tachluei hanefesh v'tumah v'achliluch nechshach oram. But what happens is that sapphire, that brightness of our souls, is dimmed, is covered over by the tachluei, the happenings of this world, the